I just decided, hey, I've been barefaced all day, let's put some makeup on and record it. Welcome back to my channel. Today I have a full face makeup tutorial for ya, and I apologize ahead of time. It's dark outside. It's like 6 o'clock. Yeah, it's 6 o'clock p.m. right now, and don't ask me why I'm putting my makeup on at 6 o'clock p.m. Who knows? I just decided, hey, I've been barefaced all day. Let's put some makeup on and record it. So I don't know if this lighting is okay. I think so. I had to set up my lights a little bit different than I usually do just to make sure that I'm like, you can see me. Today I'm going to be doing a full face makeup tutorial featuring the NAKED3 palette. So this palette came out probably about a year ago, and there was so much hype around it. Everybody was talking about it. Everybody just loved this palette. And then I feel like it kind of just fell off the grid for some reason. Now I am going to put some lip balm on my lips. My lips have been like extra chapped lately because it's like kind of dry outside. Plus there's a little bit of a temperature change. Oh god, the camera is tilting for some reason. Weird. Then I am going to put on my face primer and my eye primer. So for eye primer, I'm going to be using the NARS Smudge Proof eyeshadow base. I just bought this like a month ago, and guys, I love it. It really does prevent your eyeshadow from creasing or like getting kind of smudgy. Swipe it on with a little sponge tip applicator and then rub it in with my fingers. And then any like residual that's left on my fingers, I like to put under my eyes, because I also put eyeshadow under my eyes and that tends to smear too. Then for my face, I'm going to use the Benefit POREfessional. This thing is on its last leg. I actually threw it in my empties video if you watched that, and then I realized there was still some left, and I debated cutting it open, but what I've been doing instead is like squeezing it up through the bottom. I was able to get a little bit, and really that's all you need. So I just dot this on my cheeks, my nose, my chin, and my forehead, and then I rub it in with my fingers. This primer is just so phenomenal. It really does help to kind of fill in your pores. It's not like I have ginormous pores by any means, but it also leaves behind just like this really silky smooth base, which helps to apply your foundation. For my foundation, I'm going to apply the Laura Mercier Silk Cream Foundation. I've talked to you guys about this product before also. This foundation is so awesome. It's a cream foundation, so it's nice and thick and like creamy. It has really good coverage. So if you can see my face right now, let me zoom in just a little bit. I have a little bit of acne going on. I have some pimples here and there, but mostly I just have kind of like discoloration. And even without concealer, this pretty much like evens out my skin tone. I'm just gonna squirt a little bit on my hand. You really don't need any more than like maybe a pea-sized amount, nothing crazy. And I'm going to apply it with my beauty blender. So today I'm going to be using the MAC Pro Longwear Concealer. This one is in the color NW20. I forgot to say, but my Laura Mercier foundation is in the color Rose Ivory. So NW20, and I'm just going to pump a generous amount of this on the back of my hand. We'll say 4 pumps. My under eyes are looking kind of haggard lately. So the more the merrier, right? I'm going to take the tip of the beauty blender and dab it in there. Then I'm going to go in and just dot under my eyes. I like to focus a lot on this like inside kind of bridge of my nose. Right there, it tends to get kind of purpley, kind of blue and purple. So I like to focus a lot of my concealer right there, but then drag it down pretty much to my cheeks just to like blend everything out. Otherwise, I feel kind of like I look like a raccoon, and nobody likes to look like a raccoon. Flip it over and I use the fat side of the beauty blender and I just kind of blend it all in. This is a really nice technique because my residual foundation is also on the fat side of the Beauty Blender. I don't like rinse it in between. So it really helps to blend the concealer even more. I'm gonna set everything. So to set my under eye concealer, I will be using the Laura Mercier Secret Brightening Powder. I absolutely adore this stuff. I'm not sure if I've spoken to you guys about it before, but whoops. Ah, my little beads in my brush container are flying everywhere. But this stuff is really nice, so it helps to like brighten your under eyes while setting the concealer. So I just like to put that on a Sephora 57 Airbrush brush, and I just need the tiniest amount. I even kind of blow it off because it does like kind of leave behind a white cast if you put too much on. And then I just kind of barely swipe it under my eyes. So you can see I'm just using the residual of what's in the cap. I'm not putting anything more. I'm going to set my all over face color. So for that, I'm going to use the same powder, but I'm going to use a bigger brush. So this is the Sephora All Over Powder number 61. This is my favorite brush to apply setting powder just because it's nice and big. So I'm going to just dab it in the powder and then kind of dot it on my face. I like to apply it all over, but focus mostly on the areas of my face that get kind of oily. Now that I got a nice even base, I'm going to go ahead and do my eyebrows. So today I'll be using the Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Wiz, and this one is in the color Ash Blonde. This was the very first brow product that I ever bought, and I find myself going back to it a lot. So the tip of it is really, really tiny, which helps to kind of recreate what a natural piece of hair would look like. You can see my eyebrows are basically non-existent. They're very light, they're blonde, and they're very like sparsely placed. So this is really good. And then it has a spoolie brush on the other side. So I have really not the best technique at filling in my eyebrows. If you've watched any of my tutorials before, you always hear me say like, I'm not the best at brows, which I'm not. So anyways, I'm just going to brush through them, and then what I like to do is start by outlining my brow in the shape that I want it to look like, and then I go in and I fill it in. So that's what I'm going to do today. There are my finished brows. Again, nothing fancy. I'm not a brow perfectionist or specialist by any means. So now I'm going to hop into the eyeshadow. So the star of the show, the NAKED3 palette. So these colors are so pretty, like the rosy gold, brownish colors, so pretty. I don't know why I don't use it more often. So today I'm going to use a lot of different colors in it, but I'm going to start with this color right here called, what is it called? Burnout. It's right here. And this one is like a satin kind of champagne color, and I'm going to use this to apply all over my lids. So I will be using the Sigma E55 Eye Shading Brush to apply that. So I'm just going to dab it in there and then apply it all over my lids. Next, I'm going to apply a crease color or like a blending color, and to do that, so I know my brush is really dirty, I'm going to be filming a video right after this that shows you how to spot clean your brushes, so I'm purposely using dirty brushes. But anyways, I'm going to go in and use this color right here called Limit. So this is just kind of like it's a matte color, and it's probably in the same color family as Burnout, but it's matte as opposed to like a satin shimmery color. So I'm going to be applying that on a MAC 217 brush, and I'm going to be putting this in the crease of both eyes all the way from inner to outer corner. As you can see, I applied that like kind of messy, and that's okay. I did that because I'm going to be blending it out anyway, so there's really no need to make it perfect if I'm going to go and blend it out. So to blend, I'll be using the Sigma E40 brush, and I'm just going to blend those edges up a little bit to kind of bring the color up, as well as blend it out to make sure there's not like any kind of like harsh lines left behind. With that same brush, I'm not going to clean it off or anything, but I'm going to go in with this color right here, and this one is called Liar. So this is a pretty sparkly. There's no glitter flecks in it, but it's a pretty sparkly, like more brownish color. It's definitely like a warm brown, but I'm going to go in with that and apply it to the outer, basically on top of Limit on my outer part of my crease, not going all the way into the inner corner. And I'm going to bring this up a little bit more than I brought Limit up, just to kind of layer the colors and really bring out the outer part of my eyes. Same E40, I'm just going to blend the colors up a little bit more, make sure it's not looking too crazy. My lips started bleeding. They're so chapped that they're actually bleeding, so I'm sorry. I'm going to try to make that stop bleeding because it's gross. Now I'm going to go in with a more dense crease or blending brush. This one is my Chanel number 19 brush. I love this brush. You can tell the tip of it is kind of similar to the MAC 217. It's just a little bit more on the dense side. It's not quite as fluffy. So this is really good to apply like your outer color, or like your outer V color, or your intensifying color. So for that, I will be using this color right here called Dark Side. So this is, I think it's a matte color. It looks like it's pretty matte, but it's kind of like a dusty brown color with like the tiniest bit of like red undertone. So I'm going to use that with my Chanel number 19 brush, and I'm just going to apply that to the outer part of my eye. So not focusing on the crease, just kind of like the outer 1/3 of each eye, and then like blend it in. That's what it looks like before I start to blend. It looks a little intense, but I'm going to go ahead and go in with that E40 brush again and just blend the outer parts of that. That way it's not looking too intense. So you can see I brought the color almost up to my brow bone, just to really intensify my eyes. And with my beauty blender again, and just kind of clean up these edges a little bit, because that's the last dark color I'm going to be applying. Let's see here. MAC 217, this is just a pencil brush, and I'm going to go to this color right here called Buzz. This is such a pretty color. It is very glittery. It has like flecks of glitter in it, and the glitter tends to fall onto my cheeks, so be really careful with this. I'm just going to put it kind of like right here on the inner part of my upper eyelid just to bring the color up, because it is such a pretty color and I think it gives a really pretty effect. So I want to put a little bit of that on my upper lid too. So this palette has an awesome matte highlight in it, one of the best parts about this palette. So I'm going to use this color called Strange. It's just a matte, like peachy beige, like cream color. So I'm going to put that on with my Maribella eye blender, like kind of blending all the colors together while highlighting all at once. So you can see I'm just kind of putting it up there, and then I'm going to drag it down to right here, to like the bridge of my nose kind of. Next I'm going to do eyeliner. So this is the first time I've ever used this eyeliner. This is just a little mini version of it, but this is the Marc Jacobs eyeliner in the color black. I've heard really good things about this, but I've never tried it before. So really cool. It has like a wind up tip on it, which is awesome. So I'm going to start out by lining my upper lash line, then I'm going to go in and smudge it out, and then I'm going to line my lower lash line. I don't know how quickly this eyeliner dries because this is the first time I've used it. Alright, so right away I can tell this is not the best eyeliner for waterlines. at least lower waterlines, because it just made a mess. I feel like I have so much down there. I tried to smudge it out and it smudges really well, which is good, but it just kind of made a mess. Next, I'm going to do bronzer and blush. So today for bronzer, I will be using my all-time favorite bronzer. This is the Too Faced Milk Chocolate Soleil. So it's the lighter version of their Chocolate Soleil bronzer. So to apply that, I will be using my Sigma Duo Fiber F50 brush. So I've kind of explained this before, but I really like to use this to contour and then to buff it out. Kind of like sculpt out my cheekbones like this, and I buff it out. And I like to drag the bronzer down my neck a little bit just to kind of make sure everything is nice and blended. Then I apply it to my hairline up here as well. Now I'm going to curl my eyelashes and apply mascara. So I've been using a new mascara. This is the Chanel Volume de Chanel. I'm not going to say I like it more than the Too Faced Better Than Sex, but it's a really close, like, second. So final touch is blush. So I'm going to be using two blushes today. So the first one is Tarte's Exposed, and the second one is MAC's Modest Blush. This is from their holiday collection. So I'm going to start with Exposed. So to apply that, I will be using a Sigma F40 large angled contour brush. Swipe it to kind of define my cheekbones. This color has like a beige, almost brown bronze to it. I mean, it's definitely a blush. There's definitely like a mauve color to it. So don't use it as a bronzer. But it's really good because it has the brown in it at like defining your cheekbones without looking clown-like. So I'm going to go on with the Modest Blush and apply this to the apples of my cheeks. Today I'm going to be wearing the NARS Audacious lipstick in the color Anita. I haven't worn this yet. I actually just bought this, but this is a really pretty like nude color. You can see there, it's a really pretty nude. So I'm going to apply that to my lips. This color is perfect. It matches like the rose gold brownish colors in my eyes like perfectly, and they don't compete with each other. Same with the blush, it all just kind of ties in together. That is the final look, and I hope that you enjoyed this video. I apologize if it was a little bit on the long side, but I like to talk a lot, and I'm showing you step by step everything I do to do my makeup, so it's gonna take a little bit longer than your typical makeup video. Anyways, give this video a thumbs up if you like to see my tutorials. If you have any suggestions or comments or anything like that, you know where to leave them. Please subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and I will talk to you next time. Bye guys!